All right, let's. You ready? Ready for this, Jelly?
Yeah.
Let's start
Yeah.
the stream. Let's start the stream. No more profanity. No more terrible things. Event
No
is
more
starting.
profanity.
Well, we can kind of profanity. You know how that goes.
Okay.
Let's
I try. I try.
see. Well, I swear a little bit too. Okay, let me go to the public one. See when it starts.
I mean, kids swear they say
Ready?
so. I don't
Ready
know.
for this, Jelly?
Yeah.
Looks like it's working. Holy shit balls! It
But
actually looks
we
really
will.
good. Like both of us have a really good looking thing. Okay, let me go on here.
Because we have the same camera.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, also we have good connections too.
Hey, look, Marco's here. Um,
Marco.
if you want, here, let me send you the link. That way you can open it up and have the.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
actually,
I
don't
need
know.
to chat.
I don't know.
I'm,
Do
a,
you have
I'm
do you have multiple monitors?
of course.
I don't know if it's gonna like destroy things.
Who do
Actually,
you
hold
think
on.
I am? Poor?
Let
I'm not poor.
me. Hold on. This might break things. Hold on. Wee. Okay, there we go.
Where do you send it? Let me move this to the other side. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna mute this right away, and I don't want to see myself. I'm ugly. I'm ugly.
But that way you can have the chat up there. So. Shit, it's Angel. Hey Marco, share the stream
Hey,
for us.
Marco. Yeah, share this. Actually, I gotta share it. Let me open
I'll
Twitter.
share it too.
Share the links.
Oh shit. Damn it, Marco. I can't mute my system sounds. He just did a ping.
I mean, if
It'll be fine. As soon as I get this thing posted, I'm going to close Facebook. But good job, Marco. You got a ping on me.
I mean, the thing is
Share it on Facebook. Share
that
it on Twitter.
even
You know the
though
thing.
I mean you can study whatever and still be poor, but then after you get your degree, then I can't say that I'm poor anymore because even like for example my father like he is a civil engineer in Dominican Republic, and like when he does a job, like he has money for like 3 years basically. uh I remember that I have 2 Twitter accounts now, so let me
Oh,
see.
yeah, you have your channel account and your personal account.
Yeah. I am not gonna say explicitly why, but I like the reason is really funny. But maybe I'm gonna tell you personally, but I'm not gonna say it publicly.
I'm not going to say it publicly because it's fine. Okay. So that's on there. That can go. That can go. That can go. Good job, Marco. You did a ping. Twitter. Share it on Twitter. Just for the shits and gigs. Live streaming. Hashtag 3D printing. Yeah.
There you go. So what's up? What's up? How you guys doing?
Yes, how is everyone going on today? We're live streaming. There's 2 of us.
Dustin, Paul is asking you a question. If you're going to make your fair in Orlando in October.
It's in October. It is October 21st and 22nd. I already have those days off. I haven't bought my ticket yet, but more than likely I'm going to be going at least for Saturday. I don't know about both days, but I will more than likely be going at least one day. I haven't got the tickets yet, but yeah.
Isn't that really close to the New York one? Like in dates?
Yeah.
I think it's close.
Yeah, I think the New York one is what, like 2 or 3 weeks afterwards or something. I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, it really depends on the situation a lot of the times. because sometimes like it's hard to find jobs even if you have a good degree. But
Yeah,
it depends. It depends a lot.
it does not matter what degree you have. It all depends on if you are able to find the job, especially where you live too. Like a lot of people have to like, move to different parts of the country to get jobs, even if they have a really good, degree. You
Yeah.
know,
I remember
and then
one thing that my professor told me. He was a technical writing professor, and he said, "Listen, you're gonna move wherever they give you a job. When you're an engineer, you just go wherever. If you have to go to the Middle East in the middle of a civil war, you go there."
pretty much. Have you ever shared the stream to a huge 3D printing group? Oh, to the huge. I was like, Hunji, what the
Huge.
the huge? No, I haven't because those people are all mean and they scare me. So,
Yeah, that group is full of Indians.
like, they
It's
they
like,
scare me. There's like a lot of bots on there, and there's a lot of
yeah,
like a lot of fake accounts, and then the people who are in there are just like, or people who have other printers. They're like, oh, you Vulture Tech people, oh, blah 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 blah. So, I don't really share to them very often,
and
like at all.
you know what's the funniest part about that group? Ask some random question. Go there and ask a question and see how many different answers you get.
Is it bad? I never posted. I
It's
posted
like
on there once a long time ago.
it, it it's
Huge.
it like there's gonna be a bunch of people that give you random answers, and it's like you're not even gonna know what to do at some point. Like I used to ask questions when I was beginning, and it was like, oh, my printer is like having some problem, and it's like people telling me to like resolder the PCB board and stuff like that, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like the thing is this, it's such a generic 3D printing group that like you say a question or you say you ask a question and there's like so many different things that it could be, just based on what kind of printer you have. Like if, something that's happening on one of our printers, like one of the Folger Tech printers, is going to be completely different from an Ultimaker, and it's going to have
Yeah.
different solutions. So that's the thing that kind of sucks about it. So I just
Yeah,
kind
that's why
of
you gotta make small groups, and even in small groups you get drama and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
stupid.
exactly. Like there's even the Folger Tech group's fairly small compared to the big one, but it still has its times when it's weird. You know what I mean? Like uh,
Yeah, I used to like the rep rap one. It was good before, but now it's like people post like once a month, and it's like it was some random Indian guy.
yeah, it's like
And it's
okay,
like it's
or
just
it's like those posts where it's like just like random like characters and then like a link to some like random download thing or something, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
this isn't good.
it's full of spammers. Wasn't it? I think it was in the rep rap group like a year and a half ago that someone started posting child porn in there, and I was like, what?
Oh yeah, I remember
I
that.
was like, what?
Weren't you the one that ended up reporting it? Or, like
Yeah,
you didn't
I
you told
had
me
to
about
report.
it. Yeah, like it was just like what the like I remember
It, it
wasn't it that group too that someone was like posting like bestiality or something like that or something like that. Like they were just posting it, and no one was doing anything about it. I
yeah,
remember you tell
I think it was I think it was
yeah
that group.
yeah I think you were just like, bro, this group's going crazy right now. Like it's
And it's
just like
like no one checks it anymore, so like it's just there.
what the hell's going on? Like I'm glad that I just kind of stay away. I kind of stay away from everything right nowadays. Like I don't even really go on the Folder Tech group all that often. I mean, I don't go on there. If I pass by something that I find interesting, I'll look at it, but I don't like sit there and moderate it like the other guys do. I'm just kind of on there when I am. Where are we at? Been an engineer for almost 30 years, making 20K less a year than I did in 2007. Economy's a bitch. Yes, it is. I think Angel died. Hold on. I think Angel died. I think he's frozen. Something happened. He went black. If anyone's wondering, trying to get like multi-stream, like multi-people stream onto like YouTube, it's not very easy, like at all. Especially when like we're both using kind of janky camera setups, and I think he's on Linux right now. I'm on Windows. It's kind of like, what the crap? I'm like screen capturing things, and oh man. I shared the stream in my group, and I think Angel's internet exploded. Oh man. Well, let's see if I can find Angel. See if we can get him back. I think he died. His internet randomly disconnected. He'll be joining back in a minute. There he is.
What the hell happened? I don't know what happened.
What internet provider do you have up there?
Optimum. It's a
definitely know what that
local ISP.
local in New York. What the fuck? Well, granted,
Yeah,
like,
New York City.
I think just having like a local New York ISP is probably going to have more people than my entire one did before it got bought out.
Yeah, most people have Optimum here. It's all right. The speed is pretty good actually.
That's
Let me-
good. I'm on.
Yeah.
I think I have 50 up or 50 down, 6 up or something like that. Which is not that amazing, but it's not that expensive either.
I think I have.
I had-
Let me see.
I had Bright House. Be careful with your internet. If you do a speed test, I don't know if your internet's gonna explode.
Yeah, I don't want to do it either.
Just
I
saying.
want to take the risk.
Anyway, let's read some of these comments. I think I read Paul's. Said he's been an engineer for almost 30 years, making 20,000 less a year than he did in 2007. Yeah, economy sucks, but it's kind of like even if the economy's still strong, like industry changes too. Like
Yeah.
if you were like there's a lot of robotics coming into manufacturing now, so that ruins everything. I think he died again. You know what this means? I need to get him to come down here with me, and we'll do a stream together. What's the best Z-axis end-stop STL file for 2020? There's an adjustable one on Thingiverse that I use. I have it in my video about the Prusa 2020 upgrades. I have a link to it in there, and that's really awesome. It's an adjustable one. It uses the stock mount for the end stop, but it's got an adjustable thing that you attach, and it works really well. So, there we go. I think Angel's internet's getting DDoSed because he knows that we're streaming. Or someone knows that that he's streaming. That's what it is. That's really awesome. Okay, so the volume still works, so that's good. Poor Angel. Can I get a rip Angel in the comments, please? Everyone say it. This is like the one thing I worried about doing a live stream with someone is like connection issues are just a pain. So he's dead. Huge Trump hands. Mechanical, structural, or electrical. I don't remember what he's doing. I'll ask him when he gets back. Can I 3D print a new girlfriend? If you're able to, let me know because I'm in the same boat as you. Glass isn't half empty or half full. It's out of spec. That's a good way to put it. Never thought of it that way before. Rip Angel. You can 3D print a new girlfriend, but not a new, well, PLA splinters. I just realized what you were saying. That's pretty funny. Wait, Marco, how do you know that PLA splinters aren't that good? That's funny. Do It Forum is awesome. Some very sharp and friendly people there. I've never been in there before. I shared the stream in my group. I think Angel's internet exploded. It exploded. It probably says he's online. He just hasn't messaged me back, so I think he might be dead. I think his internet exploded. Everyone's like, rip Angel. That's funny. I think he's back. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to find out. I have no idea. I'm watching like the Hangouts thing. We're doing this through Hangouts, by the way. Not the stream itself. The stream's still through OBS, but I'm streaming his video through Hangouts and then screen capturing it to OBS to YouTube. So we're doing this as janky as possible, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? How to find parts that work on Tech 2020. Thingiverse. Just literally just search on Thingiverse Tech 2020. Bruce 2020. Like, there's a lot of stuff on there. Paying for 55 down, 15 up. Getting 110 down, 20 up. Well, screw you then. God. Actually, when they first switched, when Spectrum first bought out Bright House, they like gave us a free like 30 megabit upgrade for like a month. It was awesome. And then they were like, nope, sorry. And then left. And then now it's back down to what it was. So like, oh, I was really enjoying having really good internet for a while. Rip Angel. Rest in peace, Angel. People are twittering my Twitter. What's going on? His whole network went down, apparently. His whole internet, including his cable and phone, went down. It's really funny. I find that hilarious. Just, yes. What else are we doing? Okay. Where was I at? How hot can the 2020 run? 2020 can... Well, I think the max temp is 280 Celsius. I think is what the firmware... The firmware is set to that. Really, I wouldn't go over 240 or so, like for ABS, maybe 250 if you're printing PETG. But I wouldn't go any higher than that because it is not an all-metal hot end, so there's plastic inside that will melt if you go too high. So just want to be careful with that. Angels with the angels. I know PLA splinters aren't going to feel good because I've tried to take it off, build platform, and scratch. Clean up string. Yeah, I've cut myself quite a few times with trying to peel things up off the bed. It's terrible. Alrighty. Angel will be back. There he is!
Bro, they're really after me. What is going on?
It's because they know that you're live streaming and this is like an important event. This was working fine while we were testing it, and then all of a sudden the stream starts. And Fuck this guy.
Okay, so I I was streaming, and then the thing just completely disconnects. I check the router, I power cycle the router, it's not working. I go and check the modem. The modem is not working. I have to power cycle it. I go and see if the TV is working. It's not working. I go and see if the phone is working. It's not working. What the hell? I have enemies or something out there. Damn.
This is what happens when you have a local ISP.
This never happens. That's the funny part. This never happens.
Bright House, when I had it, it was actually really good. Like it didn't crash all that often, and when it did, you could like just literally like message them on Twitter and be like, "Hey, my shit's broken," and they'd be like, "Yeah, okay, we got you." And it was really nice. But now that Spectrum bought them out, like when it goes out like nationwide. Like literally, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, the internet went out for like 8 hours. It was out for like 8 hours, like nationwide. It's Spectrum is a fairly big company. It's out in California. It's in New York. It's everywhere, and it just went out for 8 hours solid for everyone. It was amazing. The weird part was me and a couple friends were playing a game together,
Yeah.
and we had like the chat through the game. And even though our internets were all out because we all had Spectrum, we all could
Yeah.
still talk through the game because we were all
So
connected from the same hub, and the hubs were still connected.
so
So even though
basically, it was like the pipeline broke. And it
Yeah, it
sounds
was like we couldn't access the outside internet, but because we all live close to each other, we could still talk to
yeah.
each other through the internet. It was really cool. So we're just
That's
like
crazy.
we're the last civilization that can talk to each other. We can't leave this game.
That is crazy, bro.
It was out for
Was
8 hours.
was
I've
it a
never had
local
that.
server?
It's a hosted server for the game, but
Yeah.
our internet goes to a certain hub over in Tampa, so that was still working like through there because it didn't have to go outside of that, but the connections between all the hubs were all broken, so it was ridiculous. Like
So that is really trippy.
it was really bad.
Wow.
So anyway, everyone is now saying Rip Angel. I told them all to post Rip Angel in the comments, so that's why everyone's there. I thought that was great. So anyway,
Rip in peace, Angel.
yeah,
killed
angels
that?
with the angels. So I thought that was really funny.
I'm gonna go from the bottom and answer some questions. Nylon and Celtec nylon. Nope, never used nylon.
Nylon.
Yeah,
Oh,
let me see.
and nylon's ridiculous. You have to be really, really. You have to have a really high temperature for nylon. And it doesn't stick to very many things either. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like,
you're paying for 55 down and you're getting 110. What?
right?
How?
Like that's what I said. I'm like, what?
Do you live like next to the ISP or something?
No, you know what it is? He lives up in the middle of nowhere, way up in the northwest.
Oh Jesus.
That's why.
How to find parts that work on Fogger Tech 2020. I mean,
Thingiverse, right? That's what I said.
yeah, Thingiverse or go in the group and see. You can ask in the group and then people will post it because a lot of people have that printer.
And a lot of people have like files that they haven't shared on Thingiverse, but they'll like share it on the group too. So you
Yeah,
just post. They'll use ask and then they'll post it on there for you.
yeah. Sometimes I don't. I basically just post it on my website and never post it on Thingiverse because I
That way
mean,
they don't steal it.
yeah, they don't steal it and sell it on eBay.
Yeah. Hey, we got 10 people watching the stream right now.
That's
Hello,
nice.
10 people. Probably including you and me, but whatever. Hello, roughly 8
Also-
people.
So you live in Washington, close to Redmond. Then I don't even know where that's at, but I know where Microsoft is.
Yeah, he's relatively close to that area, so like everyone's got like fiber up there, so it's ridiculous.
How do you blue your PTFE at 250C? How? I mean,
Yeah, that's that. I've seen people do that before. Like they'll be printing at like 240, 250, and then the PTFE gets it will explode. Well, not explode, but it breaks. Whereas like me, I've printed up to 270C with the stock hot end with PTFE tube and everything, and it still works. Like I've not damaged it. Actually, the hot end that's in the FT5 is the same stock hot end as when I got it, other than the little bit of time when I was using the Volcano hot end. But it's the same hot end. It's the same heat break and everything, and I've never had issues with it. So, you know, it's weird.
What messed me up, I have gone through like two of them, but it's like that at some point they get so used, or
Yeah, it's
or,
it's a
or
wear
there's
item.
stuff inside, or like something clogs inside of the PTFE tubing, and it's like it's might as well just buy another one.
The biggest thing I've noticed for it is if you are going that hot, you want to like get the print started as quickly as possible. So if you have it like heating up and it gets up to 240, 250C and just sits there for a while you're like waiting for the print to start, that's where it
Yeah.
starts to degrade it. Whereas if there's filament flowing through it, it kind of prevents it from overheating,
Yeah,
And
because
of course
it
making sure
wicks
you have cooling fans.
it wicks the heat. That's why.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you use a good cooling fan, then you don't have to worry that much about it.
I actually have thermal paste between the heat sinks and any of the um, aluminum blocks on any of the extruders, just to hopefully prevent things overheating. But of course, at the same time, if your motor is overheating, because it's connected to the extruder, if that's overheating, it's going to heat up that block and heat up the whole thing, and then it can't dissipate the heat, and then everything just sucks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but
kinda
then
have to have everything
again, like
tuned.
if your motor is overheating, it's gonna be like a 60 or 70.
I've had it overheat pretty damn hot before. Like when I went converted the cloner to Bowden, I
Yeah.
had that. It wasn't. It was tuned right, but there was so much stress on it from the Bowden that
Yeah.
it was literally about 100 degrees C when I touched
What
it.
the
Like
fuck?
it was melting the filament, the PLA, as it was getting to the motor, and it clogged it up because it was actually melting the filament on the motor, not even in the tube or in the hot end. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
Bowden, it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. And same with
yeah,
the direct. It works sometimes and some other times it doesn't. Like for example, if you want to do dual extrusion, it's better to use Bowden because you don't put that much weight on the carriage.
yeah,
But if you're direct, is good if you just print in one thing only. It
yeah.
gives you less trouble than Bowden.
It's a lot easier to change colors out too. Like if you wanted to do multi-color layers or something like that, it's
Yeah,
way easier to do that on a direct drive.
you just grab it, twist it, and just jank it what it's
Yeah,
printed.
I push it in a little bit, pull it out, swap it out, hit the button, and then we're good. Like, it's great.
Yeah, hell, you don't even have to do it. Just jank it like that, and just put the other one in. That's it.
Well, I've noticed sometimes if I try to like push it through a little bit because if like it stops and like it starts to harden a little bit, if you go to pull it out, it'll pull on the heat break, the
Yeah.
PTFE tube inside, and damage the tube. So I kind of push it out to make sure it's all completely melted, and then pull it out real quick. But it kind of depends. There's one thing I noticed, and I don't like having to change out parts. So
Yeah, that's another thing that you have to be really careful with. When you're pulling out the filament, you gotta make sure that it's not gonna get stuck inside of the PTFE tube.
yeah,
Because I broke like 2 or 3 hot ends like that. It's
Yeah.
like it's better just to buy one instead of messing with that.
they're so cheap. Like you might as well just get a new one. Like
Yeah,
I don't
it's
understand.
annoying, but that happens.
Like I've literally gotten it's all the parts on the hot end are like they're kind of all wear items, so you kind of need to change them out every so often. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not even worth trying to repair it or anything like that, or trying to repair the nozzles, the heat breaks. Just buy a new one. They're like $3.
yeah, they're really
It's not
cheap.
even worth it.
It
So,
doesn't really matter. Even on Bangor, you can get them for cheap.
yeah, I've blown PTFE in the 240s. Yeah, it depends on. It's not the PTFE melts at that temperature. Like PTFE, you
Yeah.
can print PTFE tube or PETG tube or PETG filament around that temperature, and the PTFE doesn't melt at that temperature, but it does start to degrade there. And if it starts to degrade, it starts to catch on the filament, and then it pulls it in more, and then melts it more, and then everything goes to shit. So it all depends on the quality of the hot end, the parts themselves, and how long it's just kind of sitting there burning up.
Yeah. But
Uh,
don't take our word. We're not chemical engineers or anything like that. So
yeah, we're just, this is just purely experience, nothing to do with theory.
yeah, because there's some guys out there they're gonna come with theory and stuff like that. I'm like, nah. We're just chilling here.
Actually, actually, am an eng-
Actually,
I am a mechanical engineer of a bajillion year. I'm a thermo engineer, and this is impossible. You can't melt it at this temperature because of this, and there's this, and it's like, okay, well then why the hell is my thing broken? I
yeah.
have proof. You're lying. That's what it is.
But yeah, I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
I
What have
probably have
you
a
been
sarcastic
doing?
answer.
What have you been doing this week?
What have I been doing this week? Falling asleep mid-afternoon, which is pissing me off greatly because I don't like doing that. What else have I done? I've been doing a couple laser cutting stuff. I can't show you because like it's a personal picture, but a friend of mine from work wanted me to laser engrave a family portrait onto a piece of wood, and it looks really freaking good. Like I said, I'm not gonna put it online because it's a family portrait, but it actually is working really well. So other than that, I haven't really been doing much. Been lazy.
That's nice. That's really good.
What about you? Have you been working on your custom printer?
Uh, so today I was fishing, like I told you before, and I got a bluegill, but
Bluegill
I had to throw it back. Yesterday I was working on a tutorial on how to put like RGB LEDs on your 3D printer. So basically, you just make a board like this one, and it's like three transistors, and then the gates are connected to the gates.
leg
No,
bone.
it's a base. You connect it to the ramps on the servo pins, and then you configure it on Marlin, and then from there you can just shit. You can connect your LEDs here, and then connect the positive here, and then the negatives here,
Right.
and then you connect it to your power supply, and you have RGB LEDs. You can connect as many as you want, as long
And
as it
is it
doesn't
hooked
burn
up?
the transistors.
Are you able to control it through the ramps?
Yeah,
Cool.
you
You have
can
to
you
like, can
can
you control it via G code?
you can control it via G code, and also you can have the firmware do it by itself.
What I would want is to have the LEDs change based on the temperature. That'd look pretty cool. Or even like how close it
You
is
can
to
do
the
that
end of the like the percentage of the print. That'd be pretty cool too.
because what it does on the default firmware setting is that uh, when it starts, it's hitting the, how is it? I think it's blue and wait. It's blue when you start the print, and then when the bed completely heats up, it's purple. Like you see the transition from blue to purple, and from there you can tell the temperature.
Right.
And then when the hot end starts to heat up, it's from purple to red. And when it goes to red, then when it starts printing, then it goes to white, so you can see the print better. And when it's done, I think it goes to green.
That's pretty cool.
So that's default by the firmware, but you can
Yeah.
actually do G code, so you can have like certain parts of the print be certain colors, or like in the beginning of your G code, you can set certain colors, and at the end you can set center colors.
Right.
I have also been playing with having it do little noises when it's done, so it goes like beep 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 when it's done or something. So
Annoy
like,
the shit out of me.
yeah, but I mean it like if you do it only when it's done, then like if you're doing something in the computer and you have headphones on, you can hear it,
Yeah.
which is nice. But then again, I mean, I barely use that. Also, I've been working on this potentiometer that is like a 5 turn potentiometer, but it's only like geared. So this is 1 turn most of the times, but if you add these gears and this knob, you can turn it into 5 turn potentiometer.
Super high accuracy.
Yeah, that way you don't have to buy those
Were
burns or
those were
whatever.
those gears 3D printed?
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. The
and
cool thing
they
is you can change the gear ratio too.
yeah
As long as you
you
get the
can
spacing right, you can just make whatever gear ratio you want.
yeah. I mean the spacing is like the hardest part.
Yeah.
The easiest part is just like doing the gears. What you do is you go to a gear generator and then you set your ratios and then you pass it into whatever software you use for designing parts, and then from there you can make the gears.
Huh.
It's really accurate actually.
That is pretty cool. I like that, and especially with potentiometers, especially if you have a big potentiometer like 100k ohm or 1 mega ohm or something like that. There's a lot of going from 0 to that in just one turn. There's
Yeah.
a lot of room in there. So if you can get it more accurate, especially if it's controlling something, that's makes a lot of sense.
And this one is a 10K, so it's like from 0 to 10K. Imagine that.
Yeah,
But these are mostly used for like whatever you really need. A lot of Arduino tutorials use them.
yeah,
Some power supplies you can use those too. Some like linear power supply and stuff like that.
yeah.
But it's really cool. You can like the fact that you can change the gearing so you can get more precision. It's really nice.
Yeah, especially for precision applications. That's all that matters, right?
Also, yeah. Also, something that I posted before on my website is this wise, and it's for clamping PCBs. Whoa!
You
You
just go
can
there for.
just you can just clamp PCBs in there, and you can clamp it in a bunch of different directions. Then you can solder to them. It's been super helpful. Like when I'm doing tutorials with regards to like PCBs, just clamping it there, taking some pictures, it goes a long way.
It's a lot easier than having it sit on your desk or something like that.
Or using this. These are fucking annoying.
I love those things and hate them all at the same time because they're super useful when they work right,
Yeah.
but they're super annoying otherwise.
Like for those that I just show you, you cannot use it's better for like soldering wires, but it's not that good for soldering anything on PCBs.
Yeah. Let's see if any.
Microwave will beeping and waking up, and it's like wow.
It's like the worst thing with a microwave, especially if you're cooking something early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing.
Yeah, early in the morning, it's like beep beep. Come on.
It's louder when everyone's asleep.
Yeah, it just feels really loud.
Let's see. I've had I have had no bad experiences with Bowden, but it definitely has its flaws. Honestly, unless I ever find a need to print flexibles, I'm against the idea of loading a heavy motor in my X carriage. Yeah, Bowden's awesome with the exception of it can't really print flexibles very well, and you kind of also like waste a bit of filament at the end. There's that space of filament that you can't really use from the motor, but
Yeah.
that's what's a meter of filament really gonna mean. But um,
And also, it just adds a lot of weird issues that you might not be able to find
like
while using.
I really like it on a console just because it keeps the print head really light, so it can move around really fast without having any banding or anything like that. But at the same time, it's like, ugh, I don't know.
Because, for
it's got its
example,
annoyance.
no, keep going, keep going.
Oh, it has its issues, just for the sake of, it that long tube, if the tube's not perfectly sized, it's gonna have a little bit of play in it. And of course, retraction, you have to pull it back quite a bit. The good thing about it is just that you can go a lot faster on the print head just because there's not a lot of weight on it. But
Yeah. But like the thing is that before I had a lot of issues like when designing printers and stuff because uh what was one issue? I had one issue where like I bought some bottom tubing, and the tubing was undersized, and it was like I didn't notice it, but it was adding more friction than other tubings.
Yeah,
So at some points, it would just under extrude, and the motor will
yeah.
get like really hot. And so
That's the
those are
hardest part
things that
about
you
it.
those are things that you're not gonna notice like real quickly. You're gonna be like, "What's going on with my motor? Maybe it's my motor. Maybe it's broken. Maybe the voltage is too high." But then it's
Yeah,
the actual tubing. You're not gonna notice it because the difference in the sizing of the tubing is just too small to notice.
yeah. Like you can buy like one or point eight, 1.8 millimeter inner diameter tubing, or you can buy like 2 millimeter, which has a little bit of play with the filament, but it slides way easier through. Whereas if you buy like point 0.8, 1.8, if you get filament that's a little bit bigger, in size, like it's a lower quality filament, then all of a sudden it's getting stuck in there and it's not flowing right, and it's like a lot of
Yeah,
crap that you have to
and
deal with.
I
Whereas,
had that happen. I had that happen before.
yeah, and also, if you have it 2 millimeter and you have a filament that's kind of undersized, there might be so much play in there that it doesn't really extract or extrude like it or retract like it should. So it's kind of annoying.
Uh,
Everything has
well,
its
what's
pros
he
and
saying?
cons.
What about feed problems on pulling filament of soul? What's soul?
I don't know. Uh,
I don't know either. Uh, I have issues like if you a lot of little problems that you might see on prints. You have to like think outside of the box sometimes because sometimes you might think that is something related to like C banding, but it might actually be the fact that like your filament is like it has too much friction
yeah,
when the head is pulling it and stuff
yeah.
like that. So you gotta be kind of careful with a lot of that stuff.
Oh shit, my phone's charged. Um, the I think what he meant was roll. You know how like when people have it's pulling off the filament off the spool and it like sometimes it gets knotted up or things like that. A lot of people don't realize that like the more resistance you have on the roll, the spool on your spool holder, it's gonna prevent it from pulling down correctly, especially if you have a knot or something in it. But
Yeah.
people seem to ignore that, or if they
Uh,
have like they have the filament just like laying on the side on the desk next to the printer, and it's like pulling it up, and you see this like massive knot of filament going up into it. They're like, "Why isn't extruding right?"
yeah,
Like
they just have it like laying on under the printer or some shit like that on the floor,
it's like
and
bolted to
they're
the
like,
wall.
"Hey, it's your boy, and today we're gonna be printing this." Oh, sorry guys, my prints are looking a little bit fuzzy today.
Sounds like every YouTuber with less subscribers than you and me.
I mean, the problem is that there's a lot of people. I'm not gonna go in I'm not gonna go against anyone who wants to do it, but like, there's a lot of people putting out there just really crappy content. Like, just
Yeah, well, that's kind of YouTube in general, but there's there's a lot of people who try to who like just get into it and then trying to put out content as if they're a professional. Like they're getting into making YouTube videos more so than the actual hobby itself. Like Dustin Phillips live stream yesterday, he was talking about people reviewers and stuff like that, where people are posting these reviews of some of these printers and they're going like, "This is the best printer in the entire world. It's amazing," and this person's only been using 3D printers for like a couple months.
yeah.
It's like you're not really a professional. It's like I commend you for getting into the hobby and wanting to make content on it, but it's very difficult to have quality content that actually means something, where you can be unbiased or you can be objective or know what's going on. Whereas it's like, oh, this is a issue, this printer's crap because it's having this printing issue, when it's a slicer issue, not the
Yeah.
printer. And they're just, or the opposite, where they're like, oh, this print looks amazing and it looks like crap. So it's
I
it's
think
very
I think I was talking with Calvin from Make It with Calvin before about it. We were talking about content creation, and there is just a lot of people that like uh, that I'm just gonna say I'm not a professional. I try my best, even though like I live in a small room and I don't have professional gear, but I
Yeah.
try, and that's fine. But when you're making content, first of all, have fun doing it. Second of all, if you're gonna record with a camera from 1998, just don't do it. Just use your phone or something. Like you can get phones from eBay for like 50, $60 used that are like that have like 1080 good cameras with
Yeah.
1080. Like I started with this phone. I started recording with this phone and not even I didn't even have a microphone.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like
Like a lot of people don't realize like you can record like with your phone, but don't record it holding the phone and trying to do a review like selfie cam or like a one-handed thing. I hate it when people do like one-handed things where they're trying to do things.
yeah,
Like, get a
one
tripod.
hat,
Like, you know what the first thing I 3D printed was when I got the original Prusa? Well,
a
not the first
tripod.
thing, but one of the. It was a phone holder for a tripod mount. Like I got
I
a tripod mount for a phone so I could record a review of the printer. And
you
I
know what I did? I had a selfie stick, and from there I took the part that holds the phone, and I had a tripod laying around, and then I made a mount that mounts
yeah
both of them together, and with that I recorded a bunch of videos.
yeah, and it's like it works really well. Granted, I have a lot better cameras now, but it's you can get away with like an iPhone has a really good camera. And the thing that bothers me, like I'm not a massive stickler on video. I am on my video, but the thing that bothers me the most is audio. Like a lot of people,
Yeah,
like you can have the most beautiful video quality ever, but as sure as the audio sounds like this, and you're trying to explain things to people, and you don't know what the fuck's going on, it sounds like ass. You're just like, I don't know. None of this matters because I don't know what you're saying, and
yeah.
unless you're gonna like, have it subtitled or something like that, it's useless. And a lot of people don't realize also another thing for video, you can have a cheap camera like the cameras that you and I are using right now. We got the same camera, and what makes it look really good? Lighting. My camera looks really good because I have good lighting. Your camera looks really good because you have good lighting.
For
This camera
example,
looks like
look at the
shit.
difference. Look at the difference.
Yeah, like you turn off the lights and it's like a meh camera. It look like watching a YouTube video like that looks like crap. You know,
Yeah. But if you
like
like lighting makes so much difference because your camera gets to pick up more colors and stuff.
yeah, exactly. Just having two lights turned on, like that's all you need because now I can see you. Same with me. I didn't actually the original streams of this. I didn't have these lights on, and it was just kind of like my room light, and it would look like crap. But just turning on lights makes it so much better, and that goes with anything. Like my camera, I have Sony AX3. That's a $600 camera. I didn't pay $600, but
Yeah.
that's like used. They go for that, and it looks like ass if you have low lighting. If you have good lighting, good lights, it looks so much better. And people don't realize that. I've seen guys use really good cameras with shitty lighting, and the video looks like crap. So
My camera I got it from a friend's girlfriend. Actually, she's my friend, so uh, and she sold me the camera for like 120, but it's like $500.
that's
So
the
you can get
DSLR, right?
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
DSLR. Like when I went from my phone to that, it was like a world of difference.
So you can
And
get
you
that
don't have to
bokeh.
go really expensive. You don't really have to go expensive. For example, the guy from Make It with Calvin, he uses just some random GoPro and a mic, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I could totally get away with making most of my videos with this camera right here, and this is what $30 or something like that. Just a
Yeah,
cheap Amazon action cam. It's like you for YouTube content, unless you're like a professional channel, that is got millions and millions of subscribers that makes professional content. You don't need like you don't need even the camera I have, let alone the camera some guys have. Like some of these guys have like they're using like black magic or red cameras. like $50,000 cameras to make YouTube videos. Like it's like you don't need
Yeah.
that, but
Let me
I do
tell
it
you
because
something.
I enjoy it. I like having good quality videos. I enjoy video editing. I love doing that. I love messing with that kind of stuff. So that's why I do it. I don't need it. I could be using the original phone that I used for my first review, a freaking
Yeah.
S2.
I could be using this one. This one has actually like 2K recordings.
Yeah, it's like
You can get it for like $150.
yeah, my phone, my S7's phone camera is freaking amazing. It's got 4K recording and it looks really good, but I like having the features that my camera has, and it may have maybe my phone might record in 4K, but it's not the same quality 4K. Like all my videos recently have been 4K, and I think it just looks a little bit better, and that's what I wanted. And I don't need it. I don't have a
P3D,
big channel.
P3D. You know what we're using for our cameras for recording now? Knockoff GoPros. So don't
What
be
did you say?
ashamed of using knockoff GoPros. They're actually pretty good. Also, I wanted to say, like, for example, if you don't have a lot of subs, make good content, make content that you will enjoy. If like you are not sure if your content is good, take that video, put it private, and send it to like 3 or 4 friends, and tell them to be like straight up and like roast your video, and you
Yeah,
will see if it's good or not.
me and Angel like send each other videos, before we make them. Be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And we're honest with each other. It's like, hey, I
Yeah.
like this, but this part is boring, or this isn't clear, blah blah blah. But yeah,
And
right now we're recording with knockoff GoPro action cameras from Amazon. They're like $30, and
yeah.
these look really good. You know, this is fine for a live stream setting.
And I could have recorded videos with that one, but then I got the other one. So,
Yeah,
and
it's like
also about audio, if you're gonna be recording audio, if you're gonna be recording yourself, use a clip-on mic, please. Like just,
yeah,
or
lav mic.
if your camera has a port, just use a lav mic,
Yeah.
and what are they called? The ones that look like a dildo.
Oh,
The ones that you put on the camera.
shotgun mics.
Oh yeah. Those
Yeah,
those ones. You
or
put one of
condenser
those.
mics.
Yeah, you put one of those in your camera if you're pointing it to yourself. But if you're, let's say, if you're behind the camera, usually you can use a clip-on mic.
Angel, I know you can't see this, but this is what he's talking about. Just one of these like, shotgun mics. This is a cheap one I
Yeah,
got on Amazon for like $20, and it actually works pretty well. It's got good sound quality. It buzzes a little bit. It's the only reason I don't use it often, but. And my camera nowadays has a good built-in mic. But if I need something that needs to have a lav mic, if I'm going to be out in a windy situation, like I have a lav mic. It's a little clip-on, super cheap $10 lav that I got on Amazon. Like you can get all this stuff on Amazon. You don't have to buy like the super expensive ones, But the
yeah,
biggest thing is if you're using like a DSLR, their audio is ass.
yeah.
You know,
Their other
they're
sucks.
they're not really good. Whereas
And
my camera is an actual video recorder. It's a camcorder, so it's got better audio. It's not amazing audio, but it's better. So
if you use a phone, you can actually connect headphones with a microphone, and you're gonna be set.
yeah, you don't even need to hook up. Your camera doesn't even have to have a jack. You can have like, just the lav mic connected to your phone, and then go to like a recording software on your phone, and then just record it, and then just sync it up and post later on, because your phone's got a really good recorder built in. So it's
Yeah,
a lot better than doing it if your camera doesn't have line in, which some of my cameras don't.
yeah.
So
Mine doesn't have it either.
yeah,
So
so it's
that's
easy
that's
to
why I
just
have to record it separately. My recorder is like 15 to $20 on eBay, so it's like,
yeah, you can get a lot of stuff super cheap.
and it makes a lot of difference because it picks up the audio that is close to you. But like, I'm just gonna be straight up. If you go to Matter Hackers, their channel,
Yeah.
I think it was their last video. It looks beautiful, but
Hmm.
like when you listen to the guy speaking, like you can hear the craziest echo, and it's like you could have solved that by not using the mic on your camera.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is when it comes to using a camera on a mic, even if or a mic on a camera,
Yeah.
Even if your camera's got a good microphone, if it's far away, like if you're 6 feet away from your camera, it's going to have a little bit of echo to some degree. It's not
Yeah.
going to sound like you have the microphone right on you. Sometimes you're going for that sound, but in my room's fairly echo free just because I have sound dampening in the room. I do that for videos. I do that for making music. That's for a reason. But a lot of people don't have that kind of thing. So this room is super echoey without all this sound dampening stuff. And if I was, when I tried to record before, it's like if I'm using the camera mic and it's 6 feet away from me, it sounds like absolute crap. And that's why I was using, this microphone, for example. This is the microphone we use for vocals in my music.
Yeah.
And this is way overkill for streaming on YouTube. But it sounds really good. It's an Audio Technica AT2020. It sounds awesome. Because
I'm
I did
using
this.
I'm using a Blue Yeti only because my brother, there was this time where he didn't have a job. He was depressed and he wanted to make a podcast, and he bought the mic, and then he never used it.
I mean, the Blue Yeti, it's a really good microphone. It's not even that expensive.
Yeah, it's not that expensive, and there is another one that is like $50. It's like I think as good as that one. It's really good. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
in podcasting and streaming, they use it.
Yeah. And it works really well. I mean, you don't need anything stupidly expensive.
I think
You
they
know,
call it a snowball.
yeah, the Blue Snowball. Yeah. It's a really good mic.
Bluetooth headsets, you gotta be careful with them because they might have some delay because of the wireless and stuff like that. Bluetooth
Yeah.
is honestly a very shitty standard. I don't really like Bluetooth. I hate it.
It works when it wants to work.
For example, there are some places around here that if I have my phone in my pocket and using Bluetooth headphones, like it cuts off a lot. Like in certain spots, like physical spots.
Oh, really?
Even if I have it in my pocket, like it's if I go across the street, like crossing the street, I wouldn't even be able to hear the music or whatever I'm playing. And like in some certain spots and like physical spots, which is fucking crazy.
Right. Yeah, and especially since, wireless, there's always going to be interference. That's why I don't use Bluetooth all that often, unless I'm like at home, I'm outside building something and I want to use I have a little Bluetooth speaker that I use. I connect to my phone. Like, that's fine. But I, I've never really liked wireless microphones. They just seem like it's just more that's going to break. So,
Yeah. I just use wire. It's cheaper, it's better, it's whatever. Also, like you don't really have to go like super expensive when it comes to gear. Like for example, these lights are just like some Home Depot lamps that I got for
yeah.
like $8, and then I just put some decent bulbs that are like 100 watts, and it's
Yeah.
like it's just good enough. It's like
Yeah.
you just have to think outside of the box and be like, okay, this is cheap. I can use this for this and this for that.
Yeah,
Like,
you can get those, big video lighting soft boxes, those ones with the big, color perfect lights in them for $80, $90. Or this light over here, I have two of them now. I got them at Lowe's. They're just those little, it's an LED work light, one of those like waterproof work lights. You can go outside. It's got an LED cob right in the middle. It's a really nice color. Color correction is, I don't really have to do much color correction. It's pretty darn close. And, I got it for like $15 on sale. Like it went on clearance half price, so I got two of them. It's
yeah,
like $15 for this, and it's an LED. It's 100 and it's like about 100 watts or something like that equivalent brightness. I think it's like 1200 lumens or something, and I got two of them, and so that works great. This one over here is just a regular freaking light bulb. It's actually a Wi-Fi light bulb. I can like change the colors and all that with a 3D printed dimmer or 3D printed white thing around it.
yeah.
So they look the same though. It's you don't need anything ridiculous, but
I think there are three things that you need for like making decent videos. Not even perfect videos, just decent. And if you're missing any one of those, you're never gonna get like a lot of subs. And look at me, like I'm missing one of those, and I want you to find which one it is, and like you're gonna see why I don't have that many subs. But it's like you need engaging content. Second, you need quality content, and third, you need to advertise yourself, and that's
Yeah,
it. If you're
yeah,
missing any of them, you're not gonna get anywhere.
yeah.
I
Like
think the only person that got away with actually like uploading just random kind of like shitty quality content is like Cody's Lab, because his content is interesting. He advertises him well, but like he just holds it with like his camera is shaking and shit. Like it's,
yeah,
but like it's
it's a
still like
very
interesting for.
it's like a very crude vlog, but it's got really interesting quality. And I think if you like you have a really exceptional level of one of those things, you can kind of
Yeah.
get away with having a shittier version because he's got
Mhm.
his quality's good, but it's not like production quality isn't as good. But at the same time, he's got super engaging and super engaging content and really enjoyable content. I watch his stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, he makes it
he
on
can
the
kind of get
trendy
away
all the
with it.
time.
Yeah, you can
He
kind of
makes
get
it on the
away with it.
trendies.
Um,
Mine's to be honest is I'm missing is the advertising, because
yeah, me
I
too.
even though I make some good content, I don't advertise anymore. And I post it on Twitter and sometimes on Facebook, but you have to go like further from there. Like you have
Two
to go on,
groups.
you have to go on 3D printing groups, electronics
Yeah,
groups. You have to go into whatever you do. You go into those groups. You go on Reddit. You go on Google Plus. Even though there's like 3 people there, you go everywhere. You basically set up a home base everywhere and just post there.
yeah. But even then, if you don't have the content to back it up, all of the advertisement is useless. You go on,
Yeah,
you can post all whatever videos you want, but if it's not pertaining to the subject, or that's kind of a good thing I can use with my channel is I haven't really uploaded any videos recently, but when people ask, how do I upload the firmware, I can just link them right to my video that is how to upload the firmware. I have a lot of tutorial videos for pretty much any problem people run into. That way I can just link them to that, and people use my videos. Like the freaking how to tune your stepper drivers video is still gets like a couple thousand views a month.
I actually sent that video to someone yesterday.
I send it to people all the time and like doing emails. It's a lot easier
Yeah,
than trying to write out how to do it. Just like here's a video, here's how to do it.
yeah.
I would much rather watch a video than have someone explain to me in text.
Yeah, also another thing is try to make sure that your content, first of all, is easy to find, and second of all, it ages well. So, like for example, a year later is still relevant,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. Like my Prusa 2020 or the Prusa i3 review isn't really relevant anymore, just because a lot of the information isn't, true anymore, or just pricing and stuff like that. But something like a tutorial on how to upload something, that's pretty. It doesn't really change all that often. It's the actual process itself is the same. So
Yeah,
that's why it's it gets a lot more views than something that it's kind of like an unboxing of something that I got 2 years ago. It's not as relevant. So
yeah.
Ritual asked, "Who are you?" Perfect time to advertise, since you were saying
Uh,
it.
I am the guy behind the Tinkering Corner. So if you see me in some live streams or Twitter or something, that's me.
Angel has his own channel called the Tinkering Corner. He does 3D printing and Arduino and tutorials on stuff, all sorts of nonsense. Builds his own 3D printers.
That's
Yeah,
a,
see, he's
that's
got
another
his
thing that
thing
I
there.
yeah. Keep going, keep going.
Go subscribe to his channel because his channel is really good. But he does a lot of things. Not just one thing, which I really like. So he's obviously a good friend of mine too. So
And that is why my channel is not called the 3D Printing Corner.
yeah, wasn't it called that a while back? That was
No,
Angel's Tinkering Corner.
yeah. But
Was it just
the
your
thing,
name? What was it before that?
before that was just Angel Mercedes.
Okay, I couldn't
Because
remember
the
if it
thing
had
is,
another name.
the thing is, you're gonna see it everywhere now. Is that people before they started like calling their channels like, oh, someone so and so 3D printing, but then they start like getting bored of 3D printing and just start uploading all the stuff, and
Yeah,
then people get mad about for doing that.
yeah. Like that's why I never changed my channel name to anything different. Like my channel is just my name because that's that way I can kind of do whatever I want. You know,
Yeah,
I
people cannot hold you accountable for that.
Yeah, it's like I mostly upload 3D printing stuff, but if I want to upload a video of me
Yeah.
playing music or laser cutters or whatever the hell, just me vlogging in my day, then I want to be able to do that and not have it like tied down to, you know, Dustin's 3D printing channel where it's like if I stray from 3D printing, I don't get any views because a lot of people don't want to watch it. Whereas this is kind of like, it's mostly this, but if I want to do something else, I can. And there's a lot of channels out there that if they Joel 3D printing nerd, if he were to make a video on how to build a computer, it probably wouldn't run as good as any of his 3D printing stuff just because he's literally the 3D printing nerd.
Yeah, check his laser stuff and you will see why. Where we're
Yeah, it's
saying
like you don't get nearly as much, but when you kind of like, of course, you have to brand yourself as you can do a lot of stuff too. Like Barnacles, he's arguably one of the biggest 3D printing channels there is, even though his channel is not 3D printing. He's got some 3D printing videos. He's got a lot of views compared to any other 3D printing channel, but
yeah.
he does a whole shit ton of stuff, and that's him. That's Jerry,
Yeah, and people like it, and also people like it. People like him because how he acts and stuff like that. So you
Yeah,
just bear with it.
I love his videos. I hope he's feeling better. He's been sick the past couple days. So,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
he's
through
always
some
on a
of these-
diet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through some of these comments. PT3D. I have a green screen curtain for video and sound dampening. Yeah, just like
Nice.
literally just hang up stuff on your wall. Like I have this big black blanket back here for sound dampening, and then all up on my walls around me are some custom square blanket covered sound dampening. Like there's almost no echo in this room, which is awesome for what I need it for. So it makes it awesome.
I have enough crap here, so I don't really need it. I have a bunch of crap here.
Yeah, the more stuff you have in the room, the less you have to worry about it. But I had a lot of wall space available, and that was causing issues. So
Yeah. Also, I don't
Uh,
record that much audio.
what cordless mic patched in your cell do you use for YouTube videos? Do you know the name of your lav mic?
It's just some random thing from eBay. You just look for recorder on eBay, and the ones that have the lab mic,
Yeah, I just
they're
went,
like $20. So.
yeah, I went on Amazon and just searched up like lavalier mic and just got a cheap one, and it works fine. It uses some special battery, but you can literally plug it into your phone. You can plug it into a camera, and it's great. So
Yeah, just check reviews before you do anything.
yeah.
Just check reviews and YouTube videos.
yeah, exactly. Just built my new
Also-
Forge Deck clone. What?
Also, someone said before something about using tags on your YouTube videos.
Yeah, tags are
Uh,
very important.
That I was gonna say that there's a plugin. Oh shit. There is a plugin that you can use and see the tags that people use on their videos,
I use it.
and you're gonna see that people have like 30 tags in each of their videos. Like they make no sense. And that's what you do. You just spam it with tags, and people will it will be easier to find.
It's called vidIQ. I use it. So like
have
I
another
can
one.
I can go. There's a couple of them, but I go on like any of popular videos, and you can see the tags that they're using, and like some of them are like pertaining to the video, and some of them are just like Kim Kardashian, George Bush, 9/11. You got to be careful though, because if you use certain tags in them, your video will get demonetized.
Yeah,
if you say
it'll get flagged.
guns or like terrorism or shootings or something like that, then the video will get demonetized. Like I've actually had that happen before. One of my vlogs I talked about the Orlando shooting that happened last year, and
Yeah.
the video is demonetized because I
And
talked about that.
And at that point, that's just retarded. That's them just like not caring about the logarithms and stuff.
Yeah. Where was I at?
Because that's not even someone going there and being like, "Whoa, he spoke about shooting. No way, Jose, you're not getting any money."
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And YouTube's
that's just
kinda-
a bot.
yeah. And there's nothing you can do about
And-
it.
And about John Fogger being secretive and slow about iterations of the kid, I don't know about that. I don't work for that.
I do. I'll comment on it when I get there. I'm getting there. Don't worry. I'm getting there. Um, just built my new cloner. Any tips on fine adjustment for the end stops? You don't need to adjust any the X and the Y. The Z end stop is annoying as shit. I believe if you go on, I don't know if I put it on there or not. Thingiverse, you can look up cloner Z end stop. I built an adjustable end stop for adjustable Z end stop for that, and you can print it out, and it makes life so much easier because you can fine adjust the Z end stop. That's like the only flaw of that printer that just kind of really makes it difficult is that, because if you're not careful, like literally you'll just be trying to fine adjust it and then you'll slip and touch the end top and then you fry your board. So I was like, I don't want to deal with this. So it's got a screw adjustment and everything. So I would go check that out.
Miguel has that one, and I was actually setting it up for him, and I mean for the C and stuff, we didn't have any issues. For the X and Y, we didn't have any issues either.
Yeah, the Z end stop's the only thing you have to worry about because that's where you can control the, height, where how close it is to the bed. If you got it
Yeah,
perfect on the first try, then it's fine. But if you have to find adjustment, it's hard to get it like a couple tenths of a millimeter just because there's like you have to unlock the knob and then move it up and then tighten it down, and it's kind of annoying. Whereas this is a screw adjustment, so it's really fine. But
what I do is just set it to a certain height that I know is not gonna mess with the extruder, and then from there I level, and then
yeah,
usually it's just fine.
yeah. I got clip-on desk lamps that I use daylight LEDs. Yeah, daylight LEDs are beautiful for videos. You
Yeah,
just have to make sure they're not too daylight, like too far daylight, or else they go a little bit blue and then they change your color. But I enjoy color correction, so it doesn't really matter that much.
I don't
I
even
have,
use color correction.
when you have Premiere Pro, it doesn't really matter anything that happens. Plus, a good computer that can render things
Yeah.
really quickly. Like I can render 10-minute 4K videos in like 30 minutes or so, which is pretty decent. Full, full high bitrate and all that. So, use search tags. People are gonna sub to you. Look at that. Oh, where'd
Hey,
it go?
thank you.
Shit,
Thank you,
hold on.
Bosch.
PT3D is prototype this 3D. Prototype this 3D. I like that. That's pretty cool. Um, okay, Dustin was where. Why is John so secretive and slow? That's a fantastic question because sometimes I don't even get information from him. Uh, to be honest. Well,
Who
when
knows?
it comes to being secretive, it's kind of a fine line between you want to show off things to people, but at the same time, you don't want to like overhype it, you know? Because if you overhype it, then when it comes out, everyone's just gonna complain about it being
Yeah,
overhyped, because people overhype it and then blame you for it being overhyped. Um, so it's kind of a fine line, and then like iterations of on kits, especially like the FT5, that changes quite often. Just from we get a new supplier of a different part, or people have been having issues with this, so we change that. The FT5 is a lot different from now from it was the original version a year ago. And it's a lot better. I think it could have been, a lot of these things could have been managed a little bit better. I think with how, like the guides not matching up with the current, kit state.
yeah.
That kind of bothers me. And also, if people, have a kit for a while and they don't put it together, then they go to download the kit and go download the instructions. Instructions don't match up because it's not on there, the newest one on there. And then how do you know which one you're supposed to use because they're not labeled the dates, like this manual applies for kits between this date and this date. So then you don't really know. And I wish I would have kept note of all that stuff because that makes my life easier if I would have done that. But it's kind of like a fly by night kind of thing. You kind of
Yeah.
change things as you get them because sometimes you literally have to because you get a new part in and that's all you can do. But I think as for him being secretive, we don't not generally secretive. There's a couple things that are secrets, that people don't know about right now. But for the most part, things aren't. We just don't want to put out too much information while people we don't want to put out too much information just in case something happens or things do get delayed, because things do get delayed. Like we were expecting this FT5 CNC to go out a long time ago, but it hasn't
Yeah.
because we want it to be really, really, really good. And I personally have the guide, the actual assembly guide and guide that's going to be going out. And it's, if like you had all of the Folger Tech guides, they're like here. This is like way up here, like in quality. It's way better. It's a way better manual, like full 3D renderings and like everything. It's such a lot better, but we actually put time into it. Not just kind of like take pictures and just put this together and blah blah blah. Because we know if we don't do that, people are going to complain.
And
So
here's a message.
Time.
Yeah, it's better to take time and do it well than to rush it. We see that a lot in Linux. People rushing their distributions, and then you get like a buggy ass distro. It's better to take your time and slow down. Here's a message for you, John. The instructions for the cloner are shit. Are really crappy. Are shit.
And that's after I fix them.
Send me an email. Send me an email, and we can talk about it. I'm gonna post my website, and you're gonna see the quality of tutorials that I have there. I can make you a guide just like that. Just send me a cloner. I'm gonna make you the guide. I'm not even asking you for money. Just send me a cloner. Because I was building it with my friend. It was a nightmare.
I have news about the cloner that I'll tell you later.
Oh.
I won't tell anyone else, but I'll tell you later.
Dude, but to be honest, after we build that cloner and make it print,
it is by far the worst documentation that we have.
Yeah.
Because apparently the story goes, they paid someone to do it, to like make a version of it because they wanted it to be decent, and it was like the worst thing ever made. So they had kits going out and they threw that one together. And the cloner doesn't get sold all that often. Like literally we get like maybe 1 or 2 kits a week, maybe. Like it's not sold enough, and there's not enough demand for a better quality one. And I know that's not really justification, but it's it's there's I don't know, like it's not that good of a printer to me anyway. And like granted, mine's really good. I have it, and I do print with it occasionally, and it is a good printer, but it's like everyone knows my stance. I don't like it compared to any of the other printers. But the documentation is really bad, and that's after I fixed it. You should have seen it before. Like there were just things plain out. Like I added pictures to that documentation. I cleared up a lot of things. It was way worse. So, and even then, like I didn't write that guide. Like I'm not saying that it was my fault that it's that way. I wouldn't have done it that way, but I at least tried to make things make more sense. So, yeah.
And Cameron has a good point. The wiring guide, it was insane. The wiring guide was basically they just put the ramps here, and it's like here goes the here goes the dance up, here goes the motors. That's it. I'm like, how?
What's the worst part is I have a newer version of the guide on my computer that has a better schematic, and it's never been put up on the drive. I don't know, because I've been like, hey, you should put this up on the drive, and it never gets done. So.
John, just pay me. Don't even pay me. Just send me a printer. Just put one together out of random parts and just send it to me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because that printer, when I built it with Miguel, dude, the quality in the prints of that printer, like out of all the printers that I have owned, that one like blows any of them away. Like
it's a really good printer. I don't think it's the best like money. It's the best like price to performance cost, and all that kind of stuff. But it is a good printer. You just have to set it up right. That's mainly it.
And it's mostly if you need something that is smaller and close, that's a really good option.
Yeah, exactly.
And the dual extrusion, you just have to like just mount it in there, and that's it.
Yeah. So anyway, let me go through.
If Fogatech employers have to know how to assemble, I suppose they have to.
What?
But I mean, then again, if you're not in engineering, I mean, if you're doing tech support, maybe you have to assemble it. They send your kit and you have to assemble it, and so you have to know. But other than that, but I mean, most of the people that you do support with, they they are building their printers, so you have to know how to build it.
Do Folger Tech employees even know how to assemble it? I do. John knows, and I know his wife knows.
I know.
Yeah, you know. But a lot of the people who you got to remember, Folger Tech's like 8 people, including me,
Yeah.
and the other people, they are mainly just like packaging and like putting the kits together.
I mean, I'm just saying, John. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna charge you. You're not gonna have to put me on payroll. Just send me a printer. I'm gonna do it.
But
I'm gonna even put the gifs and stuff where it's like me like tightening a screw like that, and I'm gonna make it look sexy, like 30 FPS.
but yeah, when it comes to like to the employees know how to assemble it, probably not. Just because like they don't need to, that's not their job. It's just the people who like me, John and his wife, a couple of the other guys who are like in the R&D side of things. They know how to do it, obviously, but the other people, like they're just packaging, like they're just assembly line type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not really.
Yeah, I don't have to know.
They don't have to know, so they're not the same. They're not engineering level kind of people. Like I said, it's 8 people anyway.
Like if you're working for ISP, you don't have to know how to connect the. Like if you're doing, let's say if you're doing customer service, you don't have to know how to like lay the wires and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the
And
same thing. You don't have to know.
at the same time, I kind of like the idea of like just screw it, just make them to learn. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
just
Like,
give him a printer and make him build them, and that's it.
like I really, I don't know. It's kind of an unpopular view, but I would just sell it without. I would just sell it without a guide. Just force people to learn how to do it. Like, I don't know.
Come on, man. This even Chinese people sell it with a guide. Come on, come on.
No, I like the challenge. Like seriously, like the original Prusa i3 didn't have a guide. That was literally like their first run of kits, and they were just selling it as because that's what RepRap was just there was no guides. It just like that's what you just bought the kits and you put it together yourself. Like it was for people who knew what they were doing anyway. So these kits nowadays are available for people like anybody, but that kind of is also anybody can have things, and there's a lot of people who can't put kits together at all. Like it's just you know what I mean? Like it's kind of
You know what I love about RepRap is the fact that every year they go to Maker Faire New York, and every year they have the same printers, and every year that they're barely printing, they're barely holding up, and they're
yeah.
just made out of a bunch of like threaded rubber from Home Depot.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
it's
what I
like,
like.
and just seeing them being so proud about those printers barely printing, it's like wow.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's the sentiment that people had back in the day. Like, now it's like people just buying ANET A8s. Like you see any streams and it's like, hello, I need to know how to fix this in the ANET A8, and you're like, dude, this is an Ultimaker stream. It's like
And
that. It's like Ultimakers, ANETs, and the Prusa Mark II, and that's it.
if there's anything I could say about Folger Tech, remember, the guides might not be amazing, but the kits are fairly easy, fairly cheap, and if you have to message tech support, you're talking to me. So, it's,
Basically.
yeah, it's like seriously, you can like we can talk on Facebook. Like that's how often do you get to do that with like the person of tech support?
Please.
Oh shit, it sounds like you're in New York.
Yep. You remember that time when you came? It was like police everywhere.
Yeah, it was like we just walk out of a pizza place and there's like 16 fire trucks going to 16 different places. Like, well, the city's on fire. Oh well. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, this is normal.
it's normal. I saw someone got hit today by a car,
Yeah, it's New
and
York.
that happens to here.
Um,
Uh,
let's see. You and John have both helped me out. I will take you up on some
I
tuning
think you
soon.
need. Oh, you need to help the Jap man, dude.
I
I
have
was
been.
I was watching that stream. I was watching that stream, and that guy was about to cry when he was building it, and I don't know why. I don't know
Uh,
why.
he well, what he's doing is because he's doing an actual review on it. So
Yeah,
he's trying to build it exactly to the guide. And if you've ever put the FT5 together, you know if you do that, you're not going to get anywhere. You kind of have to logic things out. You have to use lateral thinking and logic to make sure things are going together right. So that's why he's taking a while on it, because he told me he's probably just going to go and just do some mods, because he's trying to follow it completely stock to the guide, to that, to the T, which the guide isn't made for that. It's kind of like a guide, not an instruction manual. You know what I mean? Like it kind of it's really good for what it is, but it kind of just like tells you what to do, not exactly like screw A into slot B. You know, like it's
yeah.
not dead perfect, or else it would be like 900 pages long. You know.
But I mean,
yeah, I've talked to him before, and he also said he's had a few issues with a couple parts that were having issues together, or something like that. And you know, I've been talking to him about it. So you know, that's he's also not rushing it, which I don't want him to, but he's keeping note of everything that is wrong, I guess you could say, and he's gonna be letting us know, that way we can improve on anything if it hasn't already been improved on. I know a couple things that their issues he's having that it's already been fixed, so
but the way that I see it is that how can he not build it, but then like some random dude from North Carolina that has never seen a 3D printer actually build it and is using it to make money off of it. So it's like, you
yeah,
know,
everyone's different.
he has experience. So it's like there has to be some logic to fixing some problems there already.
Well, like I said, he's trying to follow it. He's trying to not, because he's told me, he's like, there's things that I can see, this is how you do it, but the guide
Yeah.
doesn't say it that way, and he's trying to follow the guide for the purpose of a review. That's
As
why.
long as it's not,
If he were-
as it's not like the cloner, it's decent.
No,
at least.
you can look at the guide. It's a fairly decent guide. A lot of people buy it. A lot of people build that printer.
Yeah.
A lot of people successfully do it. But like I said, you kind of have to look at it and go, okay, logic it out to where, okay, this makes sense. Whereas if you're following it purely to that, where you're not taking any of your own logic into account, it's very difficult. It's not a foolproof kind of system.
Yeah.
But for the average idiot, you can get away with doing it. A lot of people do. So a lot of literally there's a girl who works, or who does like she works for Folger Tech. She's 14 years old, right?
What the?
She does like
Hold on. That's child labor, right there.
no, listen.
You gotta
She
be
does
careful.
she
You
does
gotta
that
be
like
careful.
she does that like paid school work thing. I don't remember what it is, but it's like she's getting credits for school through it or something like that. I don't remember. But
That's
she's
labor
like,
right there. Nah, that's labor. That's worse.
she's super smart. Listen, she's 14 years old. She built the FT5 completely by herself in less than 20 hours.
That's pretty good, dude.
Yes, I know. Like
But I
she
mean,
actually she goes to Folger Tech like every couple days and works like 2 or 3 hours just like playing with stuff, building stuff or whatever for
Hopefully,
them.
I don't
Like,
have to report it. I don't have
seriously,
to
like a
report
14-year-old girl can do it. Why are these people who are saying they're engineers for 30 years complaining about it? Like, it's not hard if you just, okay, this makes sense. Okay, this makes sense. Like, I didn't
that's
have
what
the
I'm
guide when
saying.
I built my FT5. The guide didn't exist yet, and I put it together just fine.
That's
It's
what
like,
I'm
okay,
saying.
this makes sense.
You remember the Prusa back in the day, because I bought it like right after you made the video, so like you remember that time.
Yeah, it's like it didn't have a guide when I was in there. Like when the Prusa i3, the guide didn't exist. Like
Mine was the
it wasn't a
first guide.
thing. So I was just like, okay, let's just logic it out, figure out what's going on, and that's it. So I started working at 13.
Michael, were you sweeping chimneys or what? Yeah, I think it's a paid intern.
Yeah, it's something to do that she does through school. Like it's a legit thing. The thing is like no one offered it to her. She like went and did the research to figure out what she needs to do to be able to do it. Went to the school board, got it approved, and then like went to Folger Tech. Like went in there, was like went to John and was like, "Hey, can I like work for you? I have all these papers that say I can." Like she figured it out all by herself. She's like this extremely smart girl. It's like,
Yeah, that's how you're
awesome.
supposed to do stuff. You're not sitting on your ass like, oh, what do I do now? What do
Let
I
me-
do?
let
Oh,
me message-
damn printer! This is your fault, Fogger Tech. Damn you, John Fogger! No, just figure it out.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, I'm gonna email support because my screw is 19.5 millimeters and not 20 millimeters, and I need to get all of this fixed immediately. So,
Yeah,
Wait.
you can.
the best question of the day: do you like milk? I like milk.
I'm lactose intolerant, so
Really?
yep,
Is that why we didn't go get ice cream?
yep.
I was wondering because I was like, I want ice cream. No, I had to go get it on the train.
But I can't drink soy milk, even though it tastes like kind of like shit. As long as it doesn't have lactose, I can drink it.
Yeah,
Where does milk come from? From titties.
cow titties. Cameron Graves says, different if you've already built a 3D printer before. A lot of these people who buy printers are attracted to low prices, good features, but also don't want to risk breaking the kit. And that is true. You know, I kind of, I speak out of experience because when I built that first Prusa i3, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You know, the little things that mess up and that confuse people are little things that I know what it is. You say, okay, my motors they're not moving, they're shaking in one spot. I'm like, okay, the wires in the middle are messed up. You just flip them and then it fixes it. But to the average idiot, I spent 24 hours researching that, figuring that out, because my motors were doing that on my Prusa when I got it. I'm like, why are the motors not working? I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. And it just 2 wires need to be swapped. That's it.
The first issue that I had with my printer was the fact that I used to think in the coordinate system. You know how they do it in math, where it's like X is this one, Y is this one, and then C is this one.
Yeah.
But like it's different when you do it on a printer because C is actually the
Z's
Y
the up and
in
down.
Yeah. So I got confused with that, and then when
Yeah.
I was printing, you know,
It doesn't
you know
make
how
sense.
that goes.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I get messages from people who say like, you know, oh, I've had printers before where the origin 00 is in the front left corner, but you guys have it in the rear right. Why is that? You know, blah blah blah. And then they
Yeah.
like are trying to like asking me how do I get it to be the other way. I'm like, just do it
Just
this
flip
way.
it.
That's the way that it's supposed to be. It's done that way for a reason. They don't listen
Yeah.
to me. Like, why is my
But-
print printing upside down? Like, because the printer's literally upside down. The 00 is over here, therefore it is upside down. Like, just when you take it off, are we back? Are we back? Is the stream back? The health is good. Is the stream back? Hey!
What happened?
Everything died.
Oh my god, they're after us.
Yeah, my internet died. The only thing is I think my camera's frozen. So let me see if I can
Just
figure this out.
just reboot it and then connect it again.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Just try to make sure that make sure that the stream is back so I can entertain everyone.
Okay, there we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're back, everyone. We're back.
Wow.
So you good?
Why can
you
I?
hear me?
What? Yeah, I can hear. I can hear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was.
Also,
We lost all our watchers.
oh man, is it,
Let me reload this.
I don't even know what we're talking about. So, someone was asking about milk.
It's a very
Yeah, Dawson is alive. He barely made it.
yeah, you can't believe like it was. well, my internet just goes out randomly. Like my modem just dies sometimes, so that's the worst thing.
I don't know why, but my router has been like very spotty when it comes to Wi-Fi. I don't know why. And then in Android 7, they don't have the option to change between 2.4 only or 5.0 only. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Let's answer some questions because we have a backlog.
Yeah. Let's see. Something about milk. I like milk. I like all milk. I like chocolate milk. Not a fan of almond milk unless it's the sweetened one.
You know, there was someone that actually I was giving support for a product that was from CYL Tech. Like, and we spent like 2 weeks trying to fix the problems and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and at the end I was like, dude, just contact them. I don't know. But he saw my video on one of their stuff, and he was like, oh, how do I fix this? And then I check the comments that I didn't answer. I had like 20,000 Indians. I see me questions like, hello, I own the Arduino Uno, and I don't know how to do how to plug in the thing so the CNC can move it. And I'm like, dude, I don't even understand what you're saying.
Oh god, that's funny. I get random like comments on my YouTube videos sometimes, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the like I have this random stepper driver that I got from somewhere that's like an industrial stepper driver. What do I have to tune it to? Like,
Yeah, it's like,
bro.
I think the other guy, 3D Printer Life, he was making videos about that. He gave me something that he's gonna make a video about in the near future, and it's like he's gonna take a DC motor, like a brushless DC motor, and he's probably gonna put an encoder, and he's gonna make his printer print like fast as hell, like really
Right.
fast.
Yeah, and you can do that. You can actually buy DC motors that are encoded. They run the risk of not being as accurate.
But the thing is that he's actually making the board, like he's putting the ARM chip and everything, and designing the board himself.
Wow, smart guy.
It's crazy. He's pretty smart actually. He just needs to be smart enough to actually buy a tripod.
Yeah. Right. I don't think he wants to show his face on the camera though.
There is a live stream from a long time ago where he was building something that you can see his face.
Yeah, I think it was
And
the
like-
2-up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he was the 2-up. But like
Yeah.
a hint for everyone that does not know how he looks like, he's really skinny and he's really pale.
And he is a Patriots fan, so. God.
And he actually lives here in upstate New York, and he studies in Boston, I think.
Yeah. Smart guy.
He's a nice
got a
guy.
good- he's got a
He's
good
really
channel.
smart.
He hasn't posted a
I
lot
don't-
recently, but I like his channel.
I don't think he's even a mechanical engineer, actually. He's like a computer engineer or some shit like that.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's crazy.
Let's see. Using OBS. Yes, I am using OBS.
Everyone uses
it-
OBS.
Like I said before, we're doing the most janky thing in the entire world. We're doing his live video feed through Hangouts, my live
Yeah.
video feed through OBS so he can't see my video because I can't use the webcam on both. Screen captured him onto OBS up to YouTube, and it's working. So
Almond milk, I'll say the vanilla one is actually pretty good too, because it doesn't like the taste. It doesn't overpower the almond milk taste too. So it's kind of like a balance. So
for
it's
me,
good.
it has to be the sweetened one. The unsweetened one tastes like crap.
Yeah, it tastes like crap.
What's your favorite project that you've made? Favorite project in general? 3D printing or
Favorite-
otherwise?
I'll say for now it has to be this Vice, because it just works really well.
It's so useful.
And it's just useful. And the thing is that you can like this is 1515, so you can actually just change this and make it as big as you want. And these are just threaded rod from Home Depot,
Yeah,
so
great.
you can just make it like 3 feet long if you wanted to.
A big ass PCB.
Yeah.
I think my most useful project is these desks. Seriously, like this
Yeah.
desk and those two over there, just because I need them. I have, what is this? 12, 18 linear feet of desk, 2 foot wide, and I still don't have enough room. I
I
have
need
two
to.
six
I
foot
need to
desks
guess
and
on
another
that.
4 foot desk. I still don't
Is
have.
it easier to make them or just buy them?
If I were, go ahead and try to find 2 foot by 6 foot wooden desks online.
Yeah.
And then if you do find them, try to build them for a quarter of the price. Like
Wow.
I think for these
The thing is that if you like the problem with woodworking is the fact that if you want to make a project, let's say that the wood costs like they say like, oh, this project costs like $100. You have to still factor in the fact that you have to buy a bunch of tools to do it. Even like if that's the only project you want to make, you still
yeah
have to buy a bunch of tools like saws
yeah.
and stuff like that.
But for someone
So
like
like it adds
me,
a lot of money.
who essentially has his own wood shop, I'm good. You know, like I have 2 lathes. Who has those nowadays?
What the hell? Do you have 2 lathes?
Yeah, I have a lathe that does 3 foot wide or 3 foot long.
What the hell?
Yeah, I've never showed you those. They're in my shed right
No.
now.
You gotta show
But
me.
these desks, I have 2 by 6 foot desks, three
Yeah.
quarter inch plywood on top, like good quality blonde wood too. It cost me, I think, $50 or $60 total to do both of them. That includes the stain, that includes the wood, that includes everything I needed to buy. I already had all the tools, so I didn't need to worry about it. Plus, I have the area to do it. You know, whereas if I'm like you and you're living in a like a high rise or something like that, or an apartment building or somewhere where you don't really have tools, it's pretty much better to just go to Walmart or something like that and buy a desk, But
Yeah.
for me, I like being as cheap as humanly possible. So
I want to buy like 3 desks, but the thing is that I want to buy like decent quality ones, but to be cheap, because I know I'm gonna just bash them and stuff like that and put stuff that is
yeah,
gonna scratch them. So I don't really care about like the quality,
yeah.
the top quality. So
Well, I wanted this to
I,
be good quality, and it is. But I also, work at Lowe's, so I can get discounts on stuff. And I got this piece of wood was a, like, I guess scratch and dent piece of wood, like it was dented in the corner. And because this is like cabinetry wood, people won't buy it if it's scratched or anything like that. So I bought it for nothing. So it
you
makes
want
it
you want to
considerably
hear a
cheaper.
secret?
What?
I have all these tools like soldering irons and 2 3D printers and almost a CNC machine, but I don't have a drill. I don't have a drill.
I have many drills. I have a drill right here.
I have a Dremel, but I don't have a drill. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I just have it sitting on my floor.
Yeah,
'Cause,
man.
You never know. Let's see. Make a bigger desk. Yeah, I probably should. I literally have things designed down to the inch. Like from this wall over here is a 6 foot desk. There's a small little nightstand, and there's my bed, and there is no wiggle room between those things, all touching each other. It is built down perfectly. This way, there's this desk, a shelf, and the door. And the door opens up exactly up to that. Like everything's built for maximum efficiency, and I still don't have enough room. Only thing I could do is take all my guitars down and make like a bunch of shelving there. But I like my guitars, so those are gonna stay.
You saw what Rachel was saying? He said that there is a new version of the MKS base 1.4 and
Really?
it has better MOSFETs and extra fan slots. And it's the same price. So,
MKS bass.
yeah, maybe he wants to get that. I actually want to get some of those because like the performance increase when you use them is really good. and they're really cheap. Actually, they're not that expensive. It's almost the same as getting, at least from the United States, it's almost the same as getting ramps and Omega
Yeah, it's
in
pretty
terms of
nice.
price.
Plywood plus sawhorses. Yeah. Actually, this thing that I use now for plywood, it's this big, like, it almost looks like this, like, scaffolding, like a scissoring scaffolding kind of looking thing, and it opens up to a 4x8 thing, and you can set a big piece of plywood on top. I got it at Lowe's for like $8. It was normally $100 and some odd dollars, and it went on clearance for like $8. And I'm like, I bought the last one. This is mine.
I need to
have
buy
two
some
lathes.
tools, but the thing is that if I make a desk, I know that I'm not really good about making like stuff pretty, so it's gonna look like shit. So
I like it looking good. That's why I made mine.
yeah,
Only thing that it's not that I would have liked is it's not black. I would have liked it to be black, but I stained it because the wood's really pretty. So
look.
it looks nice. Black.
Whoa,
Have you not listened to my music? Have you not listened to
course.
my album? Come on now.
that album is very good. It's actually pretty nice.
I know.
I like it. I really like it. I didn't I move it to my phone? I gotta move it to my phone. It's really good. It's that good.
I can send you the files.
I have the files already.
Oh yeah, I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Let's see. What am I saying? Yeah. Tell John. Blah blah blah. I have 0 lathes. Anyone in the mood to share? Yeah. Hello, Brandon. How are you? It's the same board, extra fan slot, and better MOSFET, same price. We'll look into that. I'll let him know.
I like the new
Usually-
ramps.
The Ramps 1.5?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
good.
it's really nice. I mean, it's really not anything really different. It's just the MOSFETs are laid down and there's no polyfuses. So
Yeah. Miguel,
there's
the one
fuses,
the one
but
that
there's no
Miguel
poly.
has, it's like that. It's really
yeah,
good.
it's really nice. It just makes it a little bit easier. It still's got the shitty green connector, but what do you
Yeah. At this point, might as well just get an MKS.
Yeah, MKS Gen 1.4. Boom. Maker bases advertising. I'm good at making anything. Good. See, we need a community of more makers. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Need more people to design things and make things and all that. That's what we need.
You know, we don't need more reviews of the A8. We don't need more of those.
Hey, if they send me one, I'll do a review.
Nah, see, if they send me
Actually-
one, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I was thinking about making a video about my thoughts on the morality of reviews and getting stuff for free and discount codes and all. Remember that thing I wrote, that article I wrote a while back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically a video version of that with a little bit more detail. Because I was thinking about, like, I've not done a review on anything other than the original Prusa. And that's because I bought it. And I don't think I would ever want to do a review on something I get for free, just because I know that a lot of people do reviews on stuff they get for free, but for me, it seems like it's kind of, I don't know, like, it can be kind of, you become biased, you know? Like,
You
it's
know-
one thing to do videos about it. Like, I've
Yeah.
done videos about all of my printers, but I've not done a review where I'm saying, this is a good printer, this is a bad printer, and also I work for the company, so it's like,
You know what I
want.
think? It's deeper than the money and everything. It's what happens is that people think that because they give you a good review of something, mostly when they're like smaller channels, like below 10K, what happens is that they think that the company is gonna keep sending them stuff because they're giving them a good review, and then because they get more stuff, they get to make more videos.
Right. Yeah.
They get more
whereas-
people watching them. So it's like,
I
for
try
example,
to-
if ANET sends you a bunch of crap and you give them a good review, then it's more likely that they are gonna send you more stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he gives us a good review. Let's send him more things to review. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I try to not do things, and if I do have to say something, you know, I try to say, like, you know, yes, this is crap. Like, I work for the company, but I'm not afraid to say, like, sometimes things are crap. The build guide on the cloner is shit. I don't
Yeah.
like the cloner in general. Like, but you know, it's whatever. You can't really do much about it. So, Where
What
were
the printer that I don't like it, and I don't want to offend anyone, is the console. You remember that I built one,
Yeah.
and I disassembled it because like the calibration was just a nightmare. Like,
The
and there
console
was
itself is a good printer, but the calibration is a bitch.
and like because I built it like it was half by the dimensions of the printer and half by some parts. Like for example, cutting different parts and so on. Some parts were uh like there. It was weird because like it will never print like for example the outside it will print it fine like of a part, but the inside will be like all messed up inside like no matter
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
and I couldn't figure out why.
There's a lot of things that it could be. I know on mine I can print pretty good quality stuff, but it kind of, some people have big issues with it. A lot of people have issues with the freaking um like the sensor and all that kind of stuff, and it's just
Yeah.
like, it's a more advanced style. So
Did I ever tell you that this guy he is Lucky 13 vinyls, he sent me a PEI sheet and I put it on the printer. And while it was the other printer, the Hypercube style printer that I'm just gonna redesign. I don't give a fuck about that. But like I was it was doing the calibration and I look away and then when I look back, the printer is just the nozzle is just dragging through the PI sheet, just
ruins
like
it.
going from one side to the other one. I'm like, yep.
Yep, that happens.
It's like, there goes like $15.
Yeah.
And it was because of the sensor that it had.
Let's see. I'll take that as a no on the lathe sharing. Yeah. It's not that I don't want to share. It's that shipping a massively heavy thing, it's going to cost way too much. You can almost buy them cheaper. You can go to garage sales and get lathes pretty cheap. This music's amazing. Thank you, Kim. Never mind. It integrates the SD on the board, and you can't use the SD card on the LCD to improve the interface.
What happened?
I think it was talking about the MKS base.
Oh, okay.
Hey there, Dustin. Question for you. Planning on buying an FT5 later this month and was wondering what you think of Core XY on the platform. Someone just did a Core XY mod on it. And
you
it
people
looks really
just
nice.
stop. Can you guys just stop modding it? Just stop, man. Just use it. Just print stuff, but just print stuff like normal people. Don't be modding it like for like days and weeks. Who was it? I think it was Ramon. That he's just like modding it like every day, and it's like, come on, man.
It's
like-
fine.
Just print base just like everyone else.
Well, it's like sometimes it's part of the fun is to mod it, you know?
Yeah.
Now, granted, when you mod things that don't need to be fixed and then complain about it not working after you modded it, that's one thing. But like, I've modded my printer. Like, I like to mod things. I like to mod. I've modded my laser. Like, I like doing that kind of stuff.
You want to see a mod that I'm doing?
And what?
You see, this is for the i3, and what it is just you put a strip of LEDs here, and then you use this board, which is this
Oh,
one, and you connect it to it.
You mount it underneath the bar, and then you can aim it at it.
There are like two holes that like I don't know what you do with them, and I made it so like you can put like M3 screws through it, and then you can use this bar to aim at whatever you want. That's one mod.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's
might
like
put
simple
it- I
mods
might
like
put it
that,
out
or you can. That's the good thing about these printers is that you can do whatever you want to them. Like they're easy to mod. Like go ahead and try to mod an Ultimaker. You know, it's not going to really work really well. Whereas you can mod the FT5 to do whatever the frick you want. If you know.
And you got your warranty, like if you mod it
For what?
for the Ultimaker.
I imagine so. I mean, it depends on what you mod, but I would imagine so. You know.
You made a spool holder. You modded it. It's your fault. You broke it.
See, that's why we have a 15 or 14-day warranty. That way, by the time you get to mod it, you're already out of warranty, and it's not my problem. Our warranty covers like if things show up broken. That's all it is. Like
Yeah.
If they're not broken and you break them, like that's supposed to be like it's your thing. Like it's a kit. It's very hard to warranty kits, but we still do take care of things for you if you need to. But like the idea was just like if something shows up broken, we'll replace it. Otherwise, it's up to you.
Yeah.
You know. But
Or something is burned or something.
yeah, exactly. But
What if you're burning while you're building it?
let's see. How to
Like
know
it
the
happened to
ramps
me.
is bad is SD card will not read. Make sure it's formatted the right way first. It's got to be formatted to FAT or FAT32. And sometimes it's the LCD. The actual reader itself is bad. But the readers on the SD cards are very picky. They're very, very picky. So
I think one of the cables is supposed to be for the actual LCD, and the second one is for the SD card. So it can be your either is wrongly formatted, or maybe your cable is not connected properly.
yeah,
Some stuff like that.
there's a
Because
number of
I
things
know that
could be.
happened to me. That happened to me, and it was because of that cable. So you might want to check that. I think it's cable 2, I believe. I don't remember what.
Yeah, you can look up pinouts of the 2004 LCD and you can see where or SD data is, and you can figure out the wires and see if the wires are actually working.
Laser cutters are really dangerous, so you might want to go with someone that. I mean, you don't want to go with a kid, but you want to go with like something that is enclosed and is properly made. Like you don't want to be building your own laser cutter and then be like, "Oh, I just turned it on. Oh, I wanted to cut glass. Oh, or oh, I don't have it tinted. Oh, I looked inside and it burned my eyes." Then you're
That's
not
why
gonna
I
be
got.
able to blame anyone on
That's
it.
why I bought that. Like, I'm not an idiot, so I know that can hurt me if it wants to. So, you know, that's the only thing I'd like. 3D printers are one thing. Like they can be dangerous, but generally they're not. Whereas lasers, like they can be dangerous. They can injure you very easily.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's a
like
lot
Medusa.
harder.
You look at it in the eyes, and you're gonna die.
Yeah, like I would not want to be a manufacturer of those just because people will find a way to hurt themselves and then blame you for their incompetence. So,
Yeah.
um,
I have a
Karen said-
question for you,
What?
and it's not related to any of this. If you let's say you wanna get worms out of the soil, how do you do it?
Oh, if you're looking for worms to
Yeah.
get, well, first you have to be in an area where worms are, and
Yeah.
then the easiest way that I found, if you have to find where they are, usually if you like wet the soil, like after it rains or something like that, they'll come to the surface and you just kind of dig around close to the surface and they pop up.
Yeah.
Honestly, the easiest way to find worms is just go to Walmart and get them out of the fishing section, or go to like a tackle shop or a bait shop, and they
Yeah.
sell live worms in a bucket for nothing. It's
How
way
long
cheaper.
do they live?
If you keep them refrigerated, then they usually live quite a while, like a couple days.
I might get some.
Yeah,
I
just
think
go
I'm
get
gonna
one of
get
the
some
little
more.
containers of them, and then just keep it in the
Yeah.
fridge. If that's literally what I do, is just keep it in the fridge, and then there
Wait,
you go.
don't they die if you keep it in the fridge?
It tells you how to store it on the box, but a lot. I know the Walmart by me, like they literally keep the live worms in a fridge. Like it's not
Jesus.
like a freezer; it's just like a colder environment.
Yeah.
And of course they have soil that they are in, and it works. So,
Yeah.
um,
But yeah, isn't there a way that you can use electricity to get them out?
yeah, but then you create Godzilla, so I wouldn't do that.
Because what I was thinking is that those modules that you buy that are for like tasers,
Yeah.
the cheap ones. I have some, and I wanted to like make an Arduino circuit that actually like sparks those things. But like if you stake them in the ground and then like you pulse them and see if maybe they come out, because it's like 4,000 volts.
Yeah.
So maybe that could work.
It is entirely possible. What time is it? I'm gonna see if I can read through these pretty quick and then probably get close to ending the stream. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours. Actually, I
2
think we've been
hours?
doing this 2 hours. Yeah, I
Dang.
think we started at like 9:30. So, gonna go through the comments real quick and then probably get ready to end the stream, guys. So just letting you know ahead of time. Cameron says it's not sleazy if you make it clear that your review is sponsored content. Yeah, as long as people are honest, I'm okay with that. But at the same time, like, it makes me take their review with a grain of salt if they say it is sponsored.
Yeah.
You know, because if it is sponsored, it's a lot less likely for them to be really, you know, criticized. They won't criticize them as much, but it depends on who you are. But that's why I just try to not make reviewed stuff or
Even
sponsor
even
stuff.
even if they say it's sponsored, they still can be biased. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, even if they're not sponsored, they can be biased.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip on the Z end stop part you made for the cloner. Good. Just be careful installing it, but it does work pretty well. Does Folgertech sell any DIY laser kits? No, we thought about it, but the only thing we might do in the future would be like a laser engraver, like the little tiny laser modules, you know, like a laser pointer type of module on a XY plotter. That would be something we might do at some point, but I doubt we'll do like a big laser cutter kit. You know, that would just be too much. It'd be too much of a hazard.
I'm still working on my CNC, man. It's annoying. I think if I put a drill on it, it's gonna fall apart. That's what I'm thinking.
You didn't tighten all the screws.
Yeah.
I kind of got screwed by the Folgertech 14-day warranty through the drivers and stuff, the FT5 and LCD cables. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we had a whole batch of MKS Gen boards where the LCD cables were flipped around. I don't know why. They just were. So if you literally just cut off the little tab and flip the cable around, everything worked fine. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but whatever. Handheld laser cutter. Handheld laser cutter.
Jesus.
I want to do that. It's gonna.
That's dangerous.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I almost cut off a part of my fingertip with my laser.
Jesus.
Wormzilla. Do not mess with Wormzilla. Hand on that bombshell. I think we should probably end the stream because I'm getting tired and I really need to get a drink.
Yeah, I'm
of
pretty
something.
hungry, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, and I know we have guests here now, so I have to go like interact with people.
What do you have there?
This friends of my mom. Like,
Are they hot?
withheld that answer. Anyway, I think we're going to end the stream. Thank you everyone for watching this long stream with my good friend Angel from the Tinkering Corner. Like I said, go subscribe to his channel. The link to his channel is in the description of this video. I put it in there. So
And check the website. I'm putting more stuff into the website, and it's like really detailed guides over there. So
is it tinkeringcorner.xyz?
yeah,
Yeah, tinkeringcorner.xyz. Go check out his website. It's awesome.
get it because I do 3D printing. XYZ, get it?
XYZ. You're the cleverest person. So anyway, I thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, all that kind of stuff. I'll probably be back next week unless I'm not. You know how that goes. So see y'all later.
Have a good night, guys.